Hello everyone, welcome back. In this presentation, let's see the part 2 of the introduction to ER model. Let's see what we are going to see in this presentation. We are going to understand more about entity sets, relationship sets, and we are going to understand the basics of attributes. In part 1, in the last presentation, we have seen about the basic components of the ER model, and we have confirmed the three basic components are the entity sets, attributes, and relationship set. They are entity sets, attributes, and relationship sets. In the last presentation, we have understood the basics of the entity sets, attributes, and relationship sets. In this presentation, we are going to understand much more information about these three components. Let's start with the first one, the entity sets. So what I am focusing on is the entity sets, instructor and student. Let me take this instructor entity set. Here is the instructor entity set. Obviously, when I say it is an entity set, it will be having the values of the same type, isn't it? And these are the values of the same type. Can you see? The instructor ID and the instructor names are here. So we can say this is an instructor entity set. Let me go to the diagram. We are done with this instructor entity set. Let's focus on the student entity set. Here is the student entity set that has some records like Jennifer, Tanaka, Shankar, Rahman, Peter, and Alphonse. Here is the student entity set. So we have brought in two entity sets, the instructor entity set and the student entity set. Now what we are going to do? We are going to establish the relationship where instructor advises student, isn't it? So how this instructor and student entity sets are related? Just observe. Here, the first record, 125, the instructor ID 125 John, this instructor is advising the student 10145, the student ID with the name Jennifer. Similarly, instructor 423, Jasprit, this instructor is advising Tanaka, Ramanujam is advising Shankar, and Ramanujam, not just Shankar, Ramanujam is also advising Peter. Tim is advising Rahman, and Abdullah is advising Alphonse. If you observe, we have established the advices relationship where the instructor advises student. So here, what is the role of the instructor? The role of the instructor is advises in what set? The advices relationship set. So that's what we have seen. In the relationship set, the entity set will be taking a role. Here, the role that is taking is advices. So there are multiple roles we can define. Say this instructor is having an advices relationship with the student entity set. Let's say the same instructor entity set, if it is with the course relation, then the relationship will be different. It's not advices because instructor and course are related to each other in a different form. The instructor is going to take a different role when this instructor entity set is dealing with course entity set. It may be handles because the instructors handle courses, isn't it? So the relationship held by the instructor on the course entity set can be handles. Now, if you see, this relationship is just an association between two entities, instructor entity and student entity. And this advices relationship is going to contain an attribute so that it can handle this association even better. This advices relationship may contain an attribute which is date, where these dates are helping us in providing more information. Where this date attribute is going to be a descriptive attribute on the advices relationship because it is going to hold more information about the relationship. We know instructor John is associated with Jennifer and the date of association is 3 May 2024. Similarly, the instructor Jasprit is having an advices relationship with Tanaka on which date? This is the date of association. Let's see about Ramanujam now. Ramanujam is an instructor not just for Shankar. He is an instructor for Peter as well. So Ramanujam is associated with two dates for two different students. Can you see here? One is for Shankar, another one is for Peter. Then coming to the instructor Tim, Tim is associated with Rahman with this date 2 February 2024. And Abdullah is associated or having advices relationship with Alphonse with the date attribute 3 November 2024. So if you observe here, this advices is actually a relationship which is having an attribute date which I am referring it as a descriptive attribute because it is giving more information about the relationship. And one more thing to note here is this is a binary relationship because this relationship is existing between two relations, instructor and student. Now let's take the number of entity sets that participate in a relationship set. Let's take Ramanujam. This is an entity that is participating in the advices relationship with the association 2. Can you see here? This is 1, this is 2. This is cardinality ratio. What we are going to see now is the degree. Let me explain you that now. So what I mean to say here is the number of entity sets that participate in a relationship set is the degree of the relationship. Here, the advisors relationship set has participation from two entity sets. One is instructor, another one is student. So the degree of participation here is 2 because two entity sets are related or participating in the advisors relationship set. If this is a binary relationship set, the degree is 2. If it is a ternary relationship set, the degree is 3. I hope now you understood how this instructor is related or is having an association using the relationship set on another entity set student. I hope now it's clear about the entity set and the relationship set. Now let's focus on attributes. We know an entity is described by set of attributes. Talking about the attributes, these attributes are going to contain some values, which we have already seen in the previous lecture. And the values, whatever the attribute is going to be taking, that has some constraints. Say, for example, if the entity is dealing with me and the attribute is name, my name will be the actual value present in the name column, isn't it? If it is dealing with my brother's information, my brother's name will be there in the name attribute. When we talk about attributes, there is a set of permitted values. Say, for example, if someone is entering the name as 3456, which is not actually a permitted value, isn't it? Because we do not find a person with the name 3456 or something like that with the numbers. So what I mean to say here is the set of permitted value should be there so that an attribute will take a value from this set of permitted values, which is actually called the domain or the value set. So what I mean to say here is there is a set of permitted values called the domain or value set. And all the values that are present for every person that will be taken from this set of permitted values. Simply, the values for the attribute should be taken from the domain. Let's see an example. Let's take the university database. And in the university database, let's say there is a table. In that table, there is an attribute called semester. And if the university has only 4 semesters, let's say fall, winter, spring, and summer, and students can enroll only in these 4 semesters. So obviously, the value for the semester column or the semester attribute should be from this set of 4 values only: fall, winter, spring, or summer. And these are the set of permitted values that are permitted to be contained in the semester attribute for any person or for any student or for any instructor. Because the domain of the attribute semester has only 4 permitted values. Let's say if somebody wants even semester, even is not a permitted value, isn't it? So the value even is not in the domain. So that will be definitely ignored. And these kind of domains will definitely help the database to maintain consistency. So we have seen about the domain of the attribute semester. Let's see one more example. The domain of the course ID attribute. The domain of the course ID attribute will be a set of all strings of a certain length. Let's say the length of all course ID that is unanimously followed by the university is of 7 digits. Then 7 digits will be the actual course ID value, and all the values that are not in 7 digits will be ignored because they are not belonging to the domain of the course ID. The reason is the length of the course ID is 7 digits. So every permitted value for this course ID attribute of the relation or the table should have exactly 7 digits. I know we have not dealt elaborately more on attributes, and that is why we have an exclusive lecture followed by this lecture to understand more about attributes. Because we have different types of attributes. So talking about the attributes in the ER model or in the relational database management system, it has different types. In the next presentation, we will focus more on all the types of the attributes. So what we have seen in this presentation, the entity sets, the relationship sets, and some information about attributes. We will see the types of attributes in the next presentation. I hope the session is informative and thank you for watching.